Hi there everyone, my name is ToolSin. Welcome to the CNFT.tools Discord server. I'm joined by Coffee Game, which is slated to be the first game crossover between Cardano and Avalanche. So I'm
Yes,
joined
sir.
by the creator here. If you'd like to introduce yourself and we can move on from there.
hmm Yep. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Tulsi?
yeah, perfectly.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I don't know if it's like evening or morning, depends, right? But hope everyone is having a lovely day. All right. My name is Julius again. I'm the head of marketing for Coffee.Game, and that's right. We aim to be the first ever Avalanche and Cardano cross-chain play to earn NFT. And we mean to do that by hosting both community under one Discord server. By the way, Toolsin, if ever that they have questions, they can ask questions, right? I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah,
so what.
definitely.
Yeah, right.
We have
Perfect.
our own chat channel within the voice channel here as well, and I'll be monitoring NFT chat as well on the side.
Sure. Perfect. So yeah, I just want to do a quick introduction of on how we plan to innovate these two community, right? And so we want to host both community under one Discord server, as I believe some of them are already part of our server. EF is part of us, and um, who else? I think one is part of our server already. And we will begin our phase one by minting 4,444 baristas, right? It's gonna be this July 29th. And that baristas will come with different traits and character features for uniqueness. And then we'll have our own decentralized app, right? Our
Yeah,
DApp launched, and that will work for both network as well. And then comes AVAX minting of a total of 9,999 NFT Barista. Now, some of you may be wondering, why are we only minting 4,444 baristas under Cardano, and then we're doing it double, like we're gonna go
yeah,
big time on Avalanche. Now, there's a good reason, right? Now, this is where all the fun part will begin. So, those people who will mint on Cardano on ADA will get a free mint on AVAX. One mint on ADA is equivalent to one free mint on Avalanche. Meaning, if you have three on ADA, you'll get three free mint on AVAX as well. So that when our game commences, you'll have a total of six baristas already. Some of you may ask, why are we doing this? We know for sure that we had a lot of prejudices in the Avalanche network, right?
yeah.
So the community is a bit shaky there, and like 80%, we know that someone, somehow is doing some shady things, right? So we want to, but the network is quite awesome, to be honest, right? It's like Ethereum, but in a faster ecosystem, right? So, and we figured that ADA community really is doing a huge effort on maintaining a more legitimate community, right? So we want to bring that kind of community to the Avalanche network as well, right? So in return, we are rewarding all the Cardano holders when they mint on the 29th till the 31st, right? So when our um, AVAX launch begin, they'll get an equivalent of 1:1 free mint on the Avalanche network. Does that make sense for you guys?
Yeah, yeah,
How about for
no,
you,
that
Tulsi?
that that, that sounds pretty awesome. Um,
Right.
so yeah, like you guys got a lot of stuff going on.
Right. And
There's
because
definitely going to be a lot of challenges involved in
yes, for
getting
sure.
people the mints in the right wallets on the right chain and stuff.
That's right. Actually, to tell you honestly, we are already set for the Avalanche network. We are a first timer in the Cardano chain, but the community is really awesome, right? The bonding, how they support each other and other projects, right? So that's what we saw the potential of the Cardano community, and but to tell you honestly, on the Avalanche network, we're ready to go. We can meet anytime, any day. Like the game, we can launch that already. The staking, everything. So yeah, the signature for the address is what we're might have a hard time on, right? How we can convert this. We know that this address has three Cardano NFTs, and so that we can provide three free mint on the Avalanche. But we're working on that. And then, so the reason also why we are minting 9,999 Avalanche, because once all the 4,444 ADA holders mint on Avalanche, once they claim their free mint, it will go down to 5,555. And that is the only mintable figures for new users on the Avalanche network.
Right. Wow. Okay.
And
So,
so,
I did want to take it back a little bit. I mean, we
sure.
kind of launched full throat into
Right,
meat and the
right, sure.
guts of it, and
Yeah, yeah,
I do like to take it back a little bit and sort of like,
yeah. Sure.
how did you get involved in the idea of creating firstly an NFT game, then a cross chain game, and that
That's
entire
a
process?
that's a very good question. Now, our head of IT, which is Craig, has been in the space for let's say a couple of years now. Worked with multiple projects, but not as the head dev, like the developer. He is just one of the creators to one of a few successful games in the Avalanche network. That is just part of the IT department, and so was with Mike, who's been a designer for quite some time in the NFT space. So Greg came up like he believed that it's about time to put up his or build his own baby, right? Like
Yeah.
build his own NFT, and then so he's well versed in the Avalanche network. But we all know what happened to the market,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it went down. Avalanche went crashing as fast as the other coins. But then we figured that Cardano is actually still holding strong even though with all that crisis that's happening in the market, right? And so Greg see the potential in the Cardano space, right? So then he figured that I think one of our one best selling point would be is to collaborate with that chain. And so I asked him, right? The story is like I asked him, so how do you plan on doing that, right? Are we gonna
Yeah.
bring the people from Cardano to Avalanche? There's some might be some loyalty issues there because Avalanche network is Avalanche, Cardano is different. And he said that let's figure out a way how to create an NFT in that network as well, right? Because we're all set in the Avalanche network. So let's just go ahead and figure out how we can mint on Cardano. And once we have, we got our, enough eyes to our project, and hopefully people that will see the potential of our project, then it's for them to decide whether they wanted to, mint on the Avalanche network as well. So that's basically the beginning of how we come up with doing the cross chain.
Okay. So, I mean, uh, how long ago did all these discussions first take place?
Since because before we don't really plan on doing it in Cardano, it happened in I think because we're about to launch our game, like really coffee game, just on Avalanche Network. Come by February, March, April. So May we're all set, and then
Okay.
the market comes crashing. Right? We all know what happened that in June.
Yeah.
Then there's a lot of delays, so come by June and then July, and then all that gas price increases, right? Market went crashing, commodities, stocks, utilities, you name it. Well, it all went crashing down. The prices for the gas went up, so
Yeah.
we had to delay it multiple times on the Avalanche network, and then until come by June that we see every token, every currency is going down aside from Cardano. All
So,
right.
I mean, the the Cardano. So, what is it that your Cardano NFTs that you mint over here? What utility do they have within the coffee game universe?
The coffee game universe, perfect. Yeah, that's a very good question. So, the game will really first commence on the Avalanche network, right? But once we figure out the cross chains, it will be the same with the staking utilities, right? So, the game works first like that. Our first utilities for the staking, and then come by the release of our DApp, decentralized app, and then after that, what we will really be working on is for both chains to have their own marketplace in the website, right? So, but for the utilities, it's really just the staking, where when baristas, when user stake their baristas, right, they will earn coffee, and that coffee will be our official token that can be used to buy more traits, charisma, and skills to improve their barista in their different like available skills department, which in return will level up your character, increase productivity to earn more coffee currency. And all the coffee currency that will be used to buy traits, charisma, and skills will be burned.
Right. So,
So that's how the staking utilities for, yeah.
so how long do you expect somebody to have to stake for to be able to buy a new trait?
We actually have that computation. So I for the game, let me see. Because for every coffee currency that you'll earn, right? There will be different items that you can buy, and these are the items that will be used to upgrade your characters. And what we have is the beans, coffee beans. It's another NFT reward that can help increase the barista's abilities. And the other one is the blender. So blender is an NFT item as well that will be used by the baristas to increase their level of productivity. Now, in terms of staking, it will be 24 hours. I believe, let me ask our head IT here. Um, the staking needs to be like for the full 24 hours, right? Yeah. So in the 24 full cycle of 24 hours, how much coffee currency will they earn? Do we have that figures already?
Okay. So, so the utility of the Cardano pieces is that you get to upgrade the features of your Avalanche NFT.
Yep. Yep. That's right. So
And
when
the Cardano NFT isn't used in the game, or is it used in the game? Is there any planned use for it to come into the game in the future?
Right, yeah. That's when the cross chain will happen, right? So your NFT characters from the Cardano will also work on the Avalanche network, and so as with the Avalanche NFTs that will work on the game. So, like, I'm sorry. Cardano NFTs and then Avalanche NFTs will work. Both of them will work
Right.
on the game, right? You can stake them and have them earn um, coffee currency.
So, what use does the token have outside of upgrading your character to get more tokens? Is there any like merchandise or special mints, or is there
There's there's none yet. Right. There's none yet for like other tokens that can be used to, but of course, the coffee currency as our official token can be used to trade and sell for other currency for users, right? So for different token.
right? Okay.
But as far as external tokens that can be used like to upgrade or buy beans,
Well,
buy
no,
blenders,
I was more like, can I use my coffee coffee beans
yeah, coffee
to
currency,
get
yeah.
another, sort of like, an extra specials, milk to go in my coffee, or like, is there, aside from upgrading a trait to gain more productivity to get more coffee beans, is there a branch out so there's a demand other than the demand of making more coffee beans?
There's not actually, but that's a very good idea, and IT is taking note of that. Right, right.
Right,
That's a very
because
good
because
idea.
otherwise we're all
Right,
generating coffee beans, and
right,
they don't really have anything other than being there.
right. And now we're taking note of that, and that's a very good idea. And I include that for sure.
So yeah, I mean, so how far away are you from minting on Cardano?
On Cardano, we'll be meeting in 2 days.
In two
So,
days.
yeah, there's been a lot of delays because the Cardano ecosystem is quite, well, not quiet, but more complex than Avalanche network. First, like the requirements and the ecosystem and the different, I believe it uses a different language. So we've
Yeah.
studied all the other chain, BSC, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, you name it, right? We've mastered it all. But when Greg said that when we went to Cardano, they're like back to zero, like back to basics. They're like babies in this network. So there's been a lot of delays, but hopefully we can get it done. We're still ongoing on the metadatas and the what the other thing with the policy IDs, right? So
Yeah.
they're still ongoing. Yeah.
So how did all
Hopefully we can
the
get it done later.
pardon?
Hopefully we can get it done later because I believe we're already testing it, minting on the Cardano chain. We're already testing it.
Did
The
you make your
wallets.
own minting engine, or are you using their
Yes.
services?
No, we coded our own NFTs. So we that would be like um, a plan B, right? But I think we're almost there. We're about to finish the coding for because our head IT is doing the wallets right now and trying to connect that and to mint the initial NFT to Cardano. So we're not doing as of the moment we're still not using any NFT maker under the Cardano chain.
Right. So you're launching in 2 days. How much?
Yes, in 2 days.
It
Um,
it sounds like you got a lot of work to do in a couple of days.
just this like just the past 48 hours they've been on their P's like 24 hours and
Yeah, I'll
they were
bet.
not stopping just to figure it out. Yeah,
So yeah,
because
how
there's
much
been a
is the
lot of,
mint?
go ahead. Oh, the mint for, so we're releasing 4,444 and then the mint uh public price will be 40 ADA, and then for the whitelist members it's gonna be 30 ADA, and then for whitelist members they have limit of 10
Right.
per address. Yep.
So, are you expecting a lot of demand to come over from Avalanche, or are you expecting most of your sales to come from Cardano people?
The Avalanche is easy, but um, we are expecting. Actually, we're not yet expecting anything at all. I think, but there's a lot of ADA, I believe, enthusiasts who's been sending their addresses already for the whitelist, right? So
Nice.
things gonna be good. So we're already collating everything for the ADA whitelist, and hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to, um, you know, sell out that 4,444 in the Cardano chain.
Yeah. And the mint is going to be on your website.
Yes, on our website.
So
So, by the way,
no dodgy Discord address drops. Like you haven't been selected for a super early secret mint or anything. It's purely the website and the website only.
I think we will also be doing that. Depends on what will be the finished product by our IT, right? Because I believe that's what everybody is doing in the Cardano community, right? Like they're also dropping it in their Discord server. But
Oh,
for
okay.
now, yeah. But for now, that's what we have yet. So as far as the development for the meeting, it's only gonna go through our website.
Yeah, and
Connect
so
wallet, then we, yeah.
yeah, so only trust the address that you get on the website, nowhere else.
Right, right, right.
Like
No,
just
nowhere
to
else.
preempt anyone, like if
Yes.
somebody sends you an address, don't send to it.
Don't send it. Yep, yep. You're gonna lose your ADA.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously
Right.
usual rules about not minting from an exchange and everything as well.
Right, right. Yeah, that's some precautions that we need to really highlight in some of our posts, Twitter posts,
Yeah.
and on the website as well. Thank you for reminding us.
So how long will it be before you expect the Cardano NFTs to be playable in the Coffee universe?
So we're expecting it at around because I think it's safe to say our plans here, right? So anyway, it will be done. It's gonna happen. So the timeline, because after the whitelist mint, it will it will last for an like half day because we want to give all of our early joiners and whitelist members the chance to really take advantage of being a coffee master. So we're calling them coffee master, and after that, a public mint that will be hopefully be finished in 24 hours. If not, so it will go on for 2 days,
Right.
right? Then after that 2 days, we will give right away the free mint to um, all the Cardano holders.
Right.
So after that, we're just gonna like will take us 48 hours to launch the Avalanche network minting, and then all those Cardano holders, NFT holders, will have the chance to mint immediately on the Avalanche network for free, right? And
Right.
so that will give us like another week to like fix everything, and then after, so it's already like the first week of August, and then second week of August we will be releasing the decentralized app, right? And then the second week we will also be um, releasing or launching the game for the Avalanche network. And so we are looking at third week of August to really like fully accomplish the cross chain that all the Cardano NFTs will be playable on the coffee
Nice.
game universe.
So we've skipped around the edges a little bit, but
Sure.
what's the idea behind the game? What's fun about it?
Yeah, coffee. So when the idea is like master chef, but coffee doing, is like you will mint your barista
Yeah.
and will try to upgrade them and make them the best coffee master in the world. Because once you stake them on the game, what will happen is that they will enter a game show. It's like Master Chef. So your baristas will go on a show and you will be staking them, right? So, and then every month, the top 10 baristas will have this gold box medal. So the gold box is like a unique NFT medal of honor, and that will be rewarded to the best barista of the month. And so every month it will like we will have a monthly competition of who has been the best barista for the month.
Right. So
The
how do you become the best barista?
Right. So there will be ratings for each baristas and on each cafes, right? I think the ratings will be through stars and the levels. So there's barista, and then once you reach a certain level, you will become a coffee master, and then you will be the you will have the chance to compete in that. It's like Master Chef competitions, like a game show, but
Right.
making the best coffee, and then that's when you can earn that gold box.
So is the game centered on sort of like making different types of coffee, and is it speed
Yes,
or
yes. It's like speed, so agility, and then the creativity in making the coffee, and then of course there's some taste tests, but of course we cannot taste it but it's just really depends on um, ratings of the judges the with the coffee that you serve. So it really depends. I think it's gonna be a mix of like different criterias of how fast it was prepared, and because you the game will be like you'll be serving a lot of people,
is
right?
there
So how
any
fast will you be
is there any
delivered and
sort of
what kind of
like
coffee?
preview of the game or playable alpha or anything like that at the minute?
The playable alpha, there is none yet, because the whole team is focused on finishing the Cardano requirements. But we are about to do that too, like the beta testing as well for the game on the Avalanche network.
Okay, so I mean, there's no kind of preview available just yet.
There's no available, you said, yeah.
Any idea when that'll be coming?
I think it will also start the second week of August, first or second week of August after we um, give the NFT to the Cardano holders. After the free mint, we'll have a free preview of the game.
Cool. So, how long have you been working on the game itself? Sort of like from the concept through to programming and stuff.
To be honest, it's been really a long time. Um, so I think we have here like a graphics of how the game will work, but it's not yet really fully coded. Like we haven't tested it, but the code is there, but we haven't tested it. So
Okay, so yeah, that there has been like a lot of work done. Then it's not something you're just going to try
right,
and pull out your ass in a week. Then.
right. So yeah, so I think what they're trying to do is because after this is how to do the cross chain, like how will the Cardano NFTs will work on the game, and how the Avalanche NFTs will work on the game as well. Like both worlds will collide in the game itself, right? So
Yeah. So you have very different sort of like looks in art on your Twitter. Because you have like the pixelated versions of the baristas, and then you have
right,
like the more sort of like anime style.
right.
Um,
So the more of this is
yeah,
a very good question, right? So we get that a lot. The anime type of thing on our Twitter is the inspiration, right? So that's the initial. It's
right.
like the
Like the
initial
concept.
design, yeah, the concept that our designers made, and then just to put it in the game. Um, it will be a lot easier if we do it on a 2D pixel art game. So that's like the initial art that will be that will turn into a 2D pixel
Okay,
once
so
our game
so
ends,
the
right?
NFTs that you get are the pixel versions, not the anime
The
versions.
pixel version, yep, not the
Right.
anime. That's just like our initial design. That's where our inspiration came from. That's the initial work from our designers.
So how many different traits do you have between the NFTs?
I'm sorry. Can you give me a minute? Like I just want to share this with Johnny Blaze, one of the promoters from Pizza That Game on Avalanche Network. Do you mind if I'll just forward the link?
Yeah.
It will be just a second. There you go. I'm sorry. What was your question again?
So I was asking about sort of like the number of different traits and what you were going through to create them all, and sort of like the different tie-ins they have with the
Right.
game.
The different traits that we have a total of how many was the traits? Sorry, let me as alright. See. Traits. How many is the total number of traits that we have?
Yes. Currently we're not sure yet, uh, me and Greg will talk about it. So, um, yeah, we'll talk about
The
it.
figures. Is it?
It's five.
You know, a guess is good.
Yeah, it's seven, 7 to 9 traits.
Oh, okay.
Or I think they're trying to lower it down to five. They're saying five, but the initial traits that we actually made is seven.
Right. Okay.
So
So most of the baristas are gonna start out looking fairly standardized then,
that's right.
and
That's right.
then you'll be able to upgrade them as you go with your different traits. Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. So it's like a choose your own trait adventure.
Yes, and as the game commences, I think that's the time that it will the more traits will be added because we have this different traits and character abilities and skills and stuff like that. So they're including a lot of different things for the uniqueness of each baristas and how they can upgrade it and to be more of like a rare, make it a rare barista.
So do those traits that have been upgraded, do they then get attached to the NFT and then will be able to be resold?
Yes, that will have a value, like a different NFT item and trace that will have value that will be can be resell in the marketplace.
Cool. So you guys have got a very busy time coming up. I didn't get a
Yeah,
chance to ask earlier actually. How many of you are on the team?
six.
And are you guys all full time? This is your full focus, or do you have
Yes,
day jobs
yes.
and stuff as well?
No, this is our full focus. Like our head IT, Greg, he has an assistant, and then we have Mike. He has an assistant for the design, and then me for the marketing. I also have an assistant. So there's total of six of us who's working full time on this one and trying to take this on another level. Doing that first ever cross chain. I know there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but yeah, we're doing it full time. This is like our future. This is our tomorrow.
So yeah, I mean that's a significant financial commitment for all of you. I hope it
Yeah,
works out for you.
yeah, hopefully, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, have you got any worries about the fact that we're still in a crypto winter, or given the fact that it could be slow going on sales?
Yeah, that's one of the um, issues that we're also looking at right now, especially me as head of the marketing. I'm looking at the numbers. And are we really be minting 4,444, right? And with the you know market and sales, yeah, of course we have a lot of worries, but um, Greg is really putting his faith on this one that we'll figure out how the two networks will collide in our game, and when even if we don't sell out, we're still gonna push through and we're gonna go on with the DApp, with the free min, and then with the game to go. And I think if even if we don't sell out on the Gen Zero of our minting, once people started seeing that we built something that's really innovative for both networks, I think we can go on a Gen One minting, and people will start uh, minting
Yeah.
on the phase two or phase three of the project. So yeah, we're still very hopeful. I That might be the case for now, but we're gonna still really continue with it.
Yeah, I say that's good to hear. I mean, it's the kind of thing where sort of like every now and again, that there are some projects that are managing to sell out, but in this market, a lot more than not are struggling, like quite seriously. So
Right.
it's good to have a backup plan in case things don't work quite as well as you hope.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But if Gen Zero minting will not work, then we're gonna push through with it. And once people saw the game, the innovation, then I know they will come with the um,
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people
having a
will come
release
for it
product in sort of like 3 weeks' time
for sure,
will certainly re-stimulate
for sure,
interest and
for sure.
get a whole new wave of people looking at your project. I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on that I've somehow missed?
Um, what else? I think it's our oh, there's not much people here. I was hoping to plug our white paper. It's already been uploaded, right? But yeah, so far that's it from me. Like, if you have any more questions, like, I think we still have 20 minutes more.
Yeah, I mean, sort of like, what's been the biggest difference you've seen between the Avalanche communities and the Cardano communities? Because obviously, more so
So,
than other chains, people in Cardano tend to come in for similar but slightly come at it from a different angle.
a lot of things, right? So, um, in the Cardano community, supports, collaborations, partnerships is just really for they're doing it out of their loyalty and enthusiasm in the Cardano chain. I mean, like, you don't really have to spend much the Cardano community just to do collaborations, partnerships, right? So
Yeah.
I would say in the Avalanche network, everything is all about getting paid, getting that money. How much are you willing to pay to do this for us to do that, to support you and do this, right?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And like 90% or 80% in the NFT launch in the Avalanche are, rug pulls, scams, and they don't even mint, right? And for the Cardano community, what we see is like, of course, there's still some scams and rug pulls, but the community is so strong that it can thrive even if the creators, left the project.
Yeah.
I've seen multiple projects that's been listed in the community that thrive and has been going, and I'm seeing a lot of projects in the Cardano community who has a potential. Like we see this like as a child, the Cardano community, like they're strong, but the ecosystem is not really grown up. So there's still a lot of potentials we can see that we can do in the network and in the community, right? Because
Yeah.
in the Avalanche, there's just really a lot of the prejudices and that, we all as scammers and rivals.
I mean, it sounds like a pretty good argument to make it a more Cardano-led game than Avalanche-led game from the from what you're saying to me so far.
I'm sorry.
I say it seems like a much friendlier place on Cardano for a game than Avalanche at the minute.
Right, actually, yeah, because we're planning to launch a long-term project,
Yeah.
right? And if you launch that in the Avalanche, it's hard and there's a lot of scam, and yeah, it's really the Cardano community is the more friendly, is what you would say, than the Avalanche network.
So I don't know very much about the Avalanche chain, and even less about sort of like the NFT market over there. What kind of sort of like daily sales figures are you seeing over there for the market as a whole?
For the sales figure for the Avalanche, for the chart, you mean?
Yeah.
Let me check on that again.
And I guess what are the floor prices and mint prices like over there compared to Cardano as well? Because obviously we all hear everything about Ethereum and gas and everything like that, but we don't hear so much about
Right.
Avalanche.
So the good thing with the Avalanche is they don't have gas fees, right? So
Yeah,
that's
I
why,
mean that's always going to
aside from,
make people happy.
uh,
Makes airdrops
right,
a lot easier
that's
as
why,
well.
yeah, that's why a lot of people are doing everything on the Avalanche network. And again, instead of launching a project on the Ethereum network, right? As far as for the, sorry, Avalanche chart, because I have it here. Just take a bit look. In their in the 24-hour sales is 1,975. It was like 36.6% up, and like a market capitalization of $67 million. And
Okay.
on their 24-hour volume, it's around 107 to 110 thousand dollars.
Okay. So yeah, they're surviving.
Yeah, yeah, they are surviving because a lot of projects been launching in the Avalanche network, even though with what happened. And per mint price, averaging in the Avax chain is, I think it's around a hundred, 0 point. Let me just check it again. So the minting price is at around 0.1 to 0.2.
Oh, okay. So AVAX is what, $23 at the minute. So
Yes. Right.
so yeah, fairly cheap mints then.
But I think that's the cheapest that I can see as of the moment. But the usual since before is like at around 0.5 to
Okay.
0.10. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're
I
just
mean,
trying to cope up.
everything's dropped in price so much recently.
Right,
So
right. So they're just trying to cope with the what happened with the prices.
yeah. I mean, so it's a dirty question to need to ask, but with all the crypto winter and everything like that, how long are you guys able to survive as a company if the crypto winter doesn't become crypto spring?
Right. Actually, our assets went down to half. Like personally, right? Because we don't really rely on this our company alone, right? So our head of Greg is pretty liquid, right? So he's the one sustaining all the company and all that. But
Okay.
us, the developers, the designers, and me personally, in the marketing have a very good portfolio as well. But to be honest, my portfolio personally went half.
Oh,
So it's like
believe me, I
all
feel
of
your
our
pain.
right, and it's like all of our assets is stuck right there, just right there.
Yeah.
Right. So even though the Bitcoin went down and want to um, acquire a fraction or a whole number, at least get like 2 Bitcoin. I couldn't because my assets went half, and I couldn't just put it out and transfer it to Bitcoin. So it's kind of hard, but we're all doing well, as I would say, like personally. So we're our company is sustainable,
Cool.
and we're really hoping that this one, would be a breakthrough as well for the whole community, for the Cardano and for the Avalanche network. And we aim to thrive, and we have a lot going on to our roadmap. May it be done on time, but it will be done
Yeah.
in time. So,
Yeah, I mean, roadmaps are guiding principles, not laid
right,
down in law. After all.
for sure. Yep.
So here's a fun question I like to ask sometimes.
Sure.
What was the first Cardano NFT you minted?
First Cardano NFT that minted,
Yeah. Well, purchased and
or
minted if they're different, but I usually just go for minted.
oh, I mean like Cardano ever. I thought you were asking me personally.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was asking you personally.
Oh, Space Buds.
Oh, nice. Oh, you've been around a while then. You've been in
Space
Cardano
Buds was
a little bit longer than Coffee Game has.
yep. Space Buds was introduced by my no, I didn't mint on Space Buds, but this is the first NFT that I saw on Cardano. It was minted by our head dev Greg,
Oh,
but
okay.
the first thing that I minted is Salty Seagulls.
Oh, nice.
Me personally is Salty Seagulls. Yep,
Yeah, very nice.
this is like 2 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, I say because yeah, they've been doing some
Salty
strong
Seagulls.
work over there. I think.
All right. But for the initial project that we really studied is Space Buds because that's where Greg minted.
That's where it began for you. That's cool. That's yeah. I mean that's an OG in its right, and I'm pretty sure everyone listening in will have heard of them anyway.
And like our designer was saying, what deadly sins? The deadly sins, yeah. So he minted on the deadly sins.
Yeah, I grabbed a few of them myself. I have to admit.
Right. How are they now, Mike?
Pardon?
Doing good. No, I was asking our designer because he minted on the deadly sins, right? I was asking him how is it going with the deadly sins, and he was saying they're pretty stable.
Yeah, no, I like the project a lot. Like, there's a good team
Right.
behind it, and they're doing things right. I think. So yeah, I'm holding and not letting go.
Nice. So was with me. Well, I'm still a fan of space buds, but I don't have one, so I'm just being staying here with my salty seagulls fan.
Yeah. Well, win the lottery, and you too can buy a space buds.
Right. But I think the floor price went up like what times five now. So
Space Buds floor has come down a bit recently. It's round. You can pick them up for about 3,600 ish.
not bad.
There,
Not
there was
bad.
there was a bit of controversy recently with some of their art assets being basically ripped off. Not the Space Buds team didn't know this. They contracted the artist, and the artist provided the artwork, so it was all his own work, and sold them the copyright. Turns out he'd nicked it from somewhere else.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
that
unusual.
caused a bit of a downswing in the floor price. So went down
That's why
from
I didn't know that.
yeah. I mean, most of them are still above 4K, but the floor at the time when that came out was around about 5K. So there's been a
Right.
pullback,
Right.
but it's not been the complete
Not
decimation
bad.
that some
Right.
people
And
were
it's still.
probably hoping for.
That's still doing pretty good, is what I can see on the community based
Yeah,
on
yeah, they're doing good.
personal
I mean,
observation.
they responded the best possible way, and they're doing
Right.
what they can, and that's pretty much all you can ask for. It's not a situation
Right.
that they could have avoided through anything else that
Right.
they've done.
And they handled it pretty well. That this
Yes.
is actually a good example of a team that's really working on, like really caring for their people, for their investors, right? This is the kind of community that we want to bring in the Avalanche network as well, right? With the dev in the community and how we can take care of the community and not just, leaving it when something fails, right? So they handle it pretty well, and they're setting a good example for other networks as well.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think that in general on Cardano, we tend to handle things well as a community as opposed to
Right,
everyone acting in their own insular,
right,
self-contained.
right.
I
That's
I
what we like
fear
about
that's
this.
something that'll get lost if slash
Mm-hmm.
when the space explodes like Ethereum and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think we'll lose that fear as
Right.
time goes on, but at least for now, it's it
Holding strong.
yeah. At this point, people are still are still willing to listen to evidence,
Mm-hmm.
whereas in more reactionary marketplaces that isn't so much the case.
Right. And it's great for a community, right? And this is the only community that has that. We started it all. It's this kind of community only happens in the Cardano chain.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, that's something that Cardano would like to spread elsewhere.
Right. And
It's a
maybe we can bring
challenge,
that kind
but
of community.
we're
Right. It's
doing
a
our best.
challenge, right?
We're doing our best a little at a time, anyway.
Right, and that's one of the main reasons why we're also doing this cross chain is that we want to bring that vibe, that energy, that positivity the community brings to a project into the Avalanche network, and so that this Avalanche network can also be, um, like be purged. I'm not saying like be purged, like I'm saying like to imitate in the community and how we trying to evolve as a good community. So we want to bring that to Avalanche Network as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is to do with, it's as much to do with how you grow as anything else.
Right.
Sort of
As a
like, you
project
know,
entirety.
it's the same within, you know, individual projects. It is as it is with the
Mm-hmm.
Cardano community as a whole, where when
Mm-hmm.
you grow slightly less quickly, you get the chance
Mm-hmm.
to actually get to know people and connect with people as they join. Whereas, you know, if you go from a Discord of, you know, say 10 people to 1,000 people in a day, then well, you're
Right.
not you're never going to get to know 1,000 people in a day. But you know, if those
For sure.
1,000 people come in over the space of, you know, 2 or 3 weeks, then you know you will get a chance to find your feet and, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
find your
That's very
friendship groups within the project.
that's a very good point. Yep. Relationship building for sure.
Yeah. But again, that's something that some projects will succeed in better than others, obviously, and
Right.
it's very much as, you know, hype versus, you know, actual connection.
Definitely. That's a different kind of relationship. Yeah, that's a very
Yeah.
good point, and that's what we're trying to do. We're not we haven't even surpassed 1,000 members in our Discord, but yeah, slowly we're trying to build it up, build our Coffee Masters community and really build that relationship and be friends with them and you know um, take one day at a time.
Yeah. So I mean, I think on that note, I think it's a fairly round place to end it after about an hour.
Yeah, it's been an hour. Wow,
I know, right?
it's fast. Wow,
But
it's already
yeah, I
been an
mean,
hour.
I'd definitely like
Yeah,
to
thank you
thank
very
you
much,
guys for
Toolsin.
coming along and for the audience as well. If you
Yeah.
guys, if you're listening back on YouTube and you didn't get the chance to catch us live, feel free to hit the like and the share buttons and subscribe and all that sort of juicy goodness. Make sure that any budding baristas in your life get a look at the AMA as well. And thank you all for turning up.
All right. Thank you very much, Toolsin.
And yeah, just to round this off, you meant in 2 days, which is the 29th.
Yep.
That'll be on the
At
website.
exactly. It's gonna be on our website, and we will announce that we'll be posting the link and minting, whitelist minting on the 29th, and it will be on our website,
Brilliant. Well,
coffee.game.
good luck to you, Mint, and we look forward to hearing the good things in the future.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Toolsin, for taking this time. Hope you have a good one. Okay.
Cheerio.
For sure. Bye for now.